Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. Today we're going to make this wreath and it's not a flower. I know, all I do is make flowers it seems, but really, I had a lot of fun making this. I learned this method from Jeannie from Trendy Tree and I enjoyed the process and I hope you will too. Make sure you stay tuned because in the middle of this wreath, I'm going to teach you how to make that bow by hand and it was pretty simple. So let's have some fun and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to use these 10-inch rolls of fabric mesh and we are going to use a 2 rolls for this 14-inch wreath frame. I'm going to cut all of this in 30-inch lengths. So basically all I'm going to do, I'm not going to get out a wood burner for this. I'm just going to use my rotary cutter. I'm going to cut off the edge there and I'm just going to measure it at 30 inches and I'm just going to cut it. Any of my tools and mats and anything I have in my Amazon affiliate store, and that is always in the description box below, as well as I try to pin it in the first comment for you too. But just go ahead and you're going to need all of the roll and we are going to cut all this up and I'll be right back. So now we're going to start assembling our wreath base here, and so I'm going to be using a Dollar Tree wreath form. I don't have what they would call normally a work wreath form where they have all the tinsel coming off of it. So we're going to do our own. So basically what I want you to do is I want you to take one pipe cleaner and I'm going to use the pink one here. And I'm just going to attach it to that part of wire 2 and the crossbar. Okay. So we're going to just take a piece of our already cut up mesh here. And I'm just going to roll the one side under just a little bit and I'm just going to gather it down the middle, and then this is what is going to create our ruffle technique. And then I'm just going to take my other hand and I'm just going to roll it under just a little bit to meet it, okay? Doesn't that look pretty? Usually if I was doing like my snowman, I would only use 14 inches, but I like this 30-inch look. So we're just going to take it and we're going to place it right where our pipe cleaner is, or Chenille Stem, whatever way you want to say it. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to cut it because we may use that later on, okay? So now what I want to do is in between each of these brackets, I want to put a brown one in, but I'm not going to put it on the same bar. I'm going to move it up here. We're going to kind of go up and come back a little bit. So I'm going to put my brown Chenille stem just right there, okay? That is on bar 3. So I'm going to take this mesh, and then this is the fabric mesh. You could use Deco mesh. You could use even poly burlap if you have some of that too. I think this would be pretty if you had, like, you know, a lot of poly burlap left over from different flowers you've made, and you could just make like a rainbow wreath with it. So we're going to just place that down and my finger is holding it and I'm just going to tighten it. I'm going to twist it a couple of times, okay? So we're just going to keep, my pipe cleaners are just going to stay there. So now I'm going to kind of move it over, and now I'm going to put one over here, the pink, and it's going to be on bar 2, but I'm not going to put it on the bracket this time because I want to get this as full as I can make it. So I'm just going to put the Chenille stem. Okay, do you see what I'm doing there? I just want to make sure we're really clear. And take another piece of my 30-inch, and then you're just gonna roll it under a little bit, and then you're just going to start ruffling it up here. Just gather it up. So if you had like 4 colors that went together, but you didn't have like a whole roll, this would be a great way to use some of that mesh up too. So I'm just gonna twist that a little bit. And so I'm gonna pull that over, and then I'm going to put another brown one on this bar 3, not bar 2, bar 3. Okay. So it's really pretty close to that bracket, so we won't put anything on that bracket. Just gonna roll it and then we'll see how it looks. Alrighty. So remember, we'll deal with the pipe cleaners in a little bit, but I'm really liking how that is starting to look. Intertwine it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing that. So that means that we need 4 pieces per section. So this was 4 pieces. This will be 4, 4, 4, 4, and 4. So how many is that? That is 6 times 4, 24 pieces of the 30-inch cuts. Okay, so we're back, and this is a big wreath. You're looking at this being in a diameter, it's only about 24 inches in diameter, but I guess because it's all poofy, it feels so much bigger to me. So if you notice, we still have all of our Chenille stems or pipe cleaners, whatever you like to call them. And this is where I started, and I kind of like the look of how I kind of moved the pink towards the center. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just kind of spread my pink a little bit more towards the center to kind of mimic that look, because I just wanted to have a little bit more pink towards the center of this wreath. So you're just going to pull and just gently kind of bring it in a little bit. And you're going to have a few like wispies that you're going to need to trim up. It's not a big deal. You know, this is not like a flower wreath. You're not going to have as many cuts, but you always will deal with any type of fraying if you cut a deco mesh, fabric mesh, poly burlap. It's just the way it goes. So I think that looks really cute. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the ribbon out, and we're going to cut those and start embellishing our wreath. Okay guys, now I don't have a lot of ribbon, so I never have a big ribbon stash, but this is all ribbon that I did purchase from Trendy Tree, and I'm just going to tell you a little insider secret. I don't purchase a lot of ribbon because you know me, I'm always making flowers. That's kind of what I'm known for, and that's a lot of what I sell. But when I did order this ribbon, I did get it from Trendy Tree, and I'm just going to tell you the quality just far surpasses whatever you can find at your local craft store. I'm just being honest, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. So, support small business and shop Trendy Tree and other online wreath places. I like the Wreath Shop as well, and I will leave my links in the description box. But I'm going to use these ribbons. And another thing I like about it is you get so much more than if you bought this at your local craft store. I feel like when you buy it at the local craft store, they don't give you very much. So I don't have a little handy measure your ribbon thing because, let's be honest, Julie doesn't make these kind of wreaths, okay? But Julie's making one today. So we're going to cut these at about 14 inches long. So I'm just going to measure them here and cut them. And you could probably cut these a little shorter too. It's really kind of up to you and the look that you're wanting to do. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take them here. We're going to dovetail them. And I like to dovetail. I just think it adds just a little bit. And so all you're going to do is you're going to fold your ribbon in half. And this is what it means to dovetail. Okay, you're just simply cutting a little triangle out of your ribbon. That's all. Okay, I just think it adds just a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and dovetail these. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to kind of prep them for my wreath before I put them all on. I think I'm going to make 6 of these little bunches, but we might end up making more. I want to make sure that I have enough ribbon. Oops, that one didn't. My scissors weren't sharp enough there. This one has a prettier feel to it. And so we're going to just do this really quick. And then we're going to put it together. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Everybody's different. Everybody does it differently, okay? So you might like to do it like this and then, you know, gather it. I always love this check plaid. That's just my thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a zip tie, and you could just take a Chenille stem and do that. So all I did was I crisscrossed them. Okay, Julie, hit the zip tie there. Okay. Remember, there's no perfection. All right, so then when you put it on your wreath, you know, it all will stick out like that. And I think that's really pretty. Okay, so now we're going to add our little ribbon trio things. I'm not sure. What do you call those, guys? If you make these kind of wreaths, or if you don't make them, what would you call that? It's like my little ribbon combo. I'm going to start off with just adding them to an existing ruffle here. I'm just opening up the pipe cleaner or Chenille stem, and I'm just going to twist it, and then I will probably just cut it here, and then I'll just bend it into my frame. Okay, so let's just kind of, that looks really pretty. So where do we put the next one? I'm going to kind of count, this is the first brown, the second brown. I'm going to go to the third brown from this one. So I'm going to go over here, because I don't want to put too many of these. I mean, you can put a lot of these, but I don't want to use that much ribbon. So I'm just going to do this, because I've got a cute little sign that I'm going to share with you here in a moment. So, all right, just bend those in. Okay, so now we're going to go to the outside pink again, and I think that's about the right area here. Add one more. And I did cut 7 of these, even though we're going to have a bow on this, and that you have to remember you're going to need space for that bow. So I'm just going to keep adding these ribbon, little bouquets of ribbon here is kind of what I'm thinking, calling it. And then what I'm going to do is, after I have all of these in, I'm going to go back and I'm going to trim and get rid of all the pipe cleaners. I don't want those to be shown. So we're going to just keep going. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. I think it's this one right here. That's about right. And I'll be back. Okay, so we're at the point where we want to get our sign ready. This is a sign I got from April B Creations, and this is like a plastic, so this, if it gets wet, it's going to be totally fine. And so I'm going to put this on my wreath. I'm going to leave her links to her website in the description box below, so if you want to check out what she has to offer, she can pretty much make you up anything you want to say. So if maybe you wanted your family name on your wreath, you could have her cut that out for you. But she's a great friend of mine, and you could get a sign basically customized to whatever you want. So check out her link in the description box below. So how am I going to put this on the wreath? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Chenille stems here, and you could even use wire, but we're just going to use Chenille stems. And what I want to do is I'm going to, let's see here, I want to make sure that I put it where it has the best part. Let's see here. So I'm going to take a piece of felt, just a piece of, scrap felt, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue. This glue I'm using in my cordless glue gun, which I love, by the way, in my Amazon shop, is the Gorilla Glue. And I use that because I know that it's going to stay on here really well. So I'm just going to glue that there, and then do the same thing over here and over here. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit of felt. Don't need it quite that long, but I don't want it to show either. And then this will be the way we attach our sign. So let's make a bow for this wreath, okay? I'm not going to get out a bow maker, but if you like a bow maker and you have one, I prefer the Pro Bow, the hand. I just really like that, but I want to show you, I always want to give you a bow option by hand because not everybody has a bow maker. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave a tail of about 12 inches, and then I'm just going to grab it and gather it. I couldn't think of the name. I should know. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make loops of 6 inches. All right, so that's why this mat really does come in handy. So if I want to make it 6 inches, then I want a 12-inch length here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to bend it over. So there's loop 1, okay? So, and there's really no method or madness to this. There's just, you know, whatever you want to do as far as how big this bow is. When I was watching Jeannie from Trendy Tree, I really liked the way she was putting this together. So I wanted to give it a try. So this is me giving it a try, okay? So I measure the ribbon at 12 inches so that I know, let's see, is that right? Yep. That my loops will be 6 inches. All right. And this ribbon is probably my least favorite as color-wise, not design-wise, but color-wise. So that's why I'm putting it on the bottom. Okay, so we need to add another loop. Okay, so we got 4 loops there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at 12 inches. I'm going to hold it here. Okay. So you could leave it at that and you would have a really cute bow, but we're not going to leave it at that. We're going to go on to the next ribbon. Okay, so I've got the first part of my bow down. I'm going to just take a zip tie and I'm going to zip tie it together here. All right, and I'm going to put that to the side. So now I'm going to work on the floral part and we're just going to keep doing the same thing that we did right here. Okay, so I wanted a 12-inch tail. So you're going to just gather with a 12-inch tail. And then basically to get those 12-inch loops, I'm going to measure another 12 inches and go like that, okay? I'm going to bring it to the middle. So I'm going to twist it or make sure, let's see here, so that you can see it. So at this point, the wrong side of the ribbon is showing, but that's okay because we're going to measure it and then we're going to come over here with the good side, okay? And then I'm going to twist it again, all right? So we're going to measure it again. Keep those about 6-inch loops. Alrighty. Okay, so all these loops are going to be the same size because we're just going to keep doing this. Okay, we're going to overlap them. All right. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to do 2 more loops. See if I've got enough. I think I have just enough. Let's see if we can get 2 more loops. Okay. Measure the 12 inches again, bring it back. Okay, so that gives us 3 loops on each side here, okay? I'm going to measure 3 inches and then I'm going to cut. All right, I'm going to take another zip tie and I'm just going to zip tie that. And really it's just going to hold it for me, okay? So I don't have to hold all of these. Now, when Jeannie did it, she had everything in one hand. I was in awe. All right. So we're going to lay that to the side. So let's look at the way this is looking. So I think that's starting to look really pretty. So, all right. So on the 3rd ribbon that I'm going to add, because we're going to add that 3rd pink ribbon, which is probably my favorite, I'll be honest. I just think it's so pretty. We're going to do 5-inch loops. We're going to go just a little bit smaller so that you can see some of that really pretty floral ribbon. But I still want 12-inch tails because it gives me a nice, tail to work with. So we're going to do 10 inches here, which will make us a 5-inch bow. Or loop, I should say, okay? So I'm going to take it and I'm going to measure it from your gather point over. You're going to, okay, so that's 10. So when you bend it over, that makes you a 5-inch loop, okay? All right, let's keep doing it. Okay, so let's do 12 inches here for a tail. Okay. So now I'm going to move and I'm going to fluff my little loops up. Okay. All right. Now let's layer all this. Our brown. Now we're going to put our floral, and then we're going to take our kind of check or plaid and we're going to take a Chenille stem, and I'm just going to pull it really tight. All right, and at this point, if you want to clip all those zip ties so that they don't show, like I'm going to clip the pink one here because I don't want it to show. And I probably should have used a pink zip Chenille stem, but that's okay. So now I'm going to just go through here and I'm going to dovetail all of these edges, and then we're going to put our bow on and our sign on, and we will be done. Okay, so now we need to decide where we want to put everything. So I'm thinking we do kind of like 11 or 10 o'clock and like 5 o'clock is what I'm thinking would look nice. So I'm just going to look here and see. I'm going to put my bow, and I've, you know, done my fluff. I think it's a pretty bow. I think, you know, you should give it a try. Let me know if you gave it a try or not. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go down through the frame. I can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm feeling, and I can feel the bar. And I'm going to go through either side there. And I'm just going to flip this over so you can see what I'm doing here. So can you see that? I'm not going to yank it up. If you yank it up, it's just going to go buried down inside of your wreath. And I don't want that to happen. Okay, I'm just going to gently twist it, and then I'm going to fold it into my frame here. So I'm happy. See, that doesn't sink down into my wreath. I think it gives it a really nice look. And I just think that is so pretty. I love all these ribbons. Just really reminds me of spring, and I'm just loving it. Okay. So over here, we're going to put the high sign. So if we look at it this way, I don't know if you can see. So we've got the ribbon up here. I'm thinking that the high sign should go down here. So I'm going to just take my sign and I'm going to run through. I'm going to go one strand of the Chenille stem at one time here. And again, I don't want to pull this down too far. I want to keep this sitting on top of the wreath as nicely as I can. So I'm going through here, and I'm going to show you in a moment what I'm doing on different sides of the wreath frame. And I'm just going to simply twist. And what I like about April signs is you can paint them yourself. You can have her paint them. So you can really customize them, okay? So let's do the middle side. And now we're going to do this last one here. Okay, so all you can see is I attached the 3 different Chenille stems to 3 different parts of my frame. Okay, so I am really thinking that this is super cute. I'm happy with the way it turned out. I might do a little bit more fluffing. I'm trying to hold the camera at an angle so you can see it. But listen, if you are looking for some supplies, check out Trendy Tree. Their link will be in the description box below. And I hope you enjoyed this process. I really did. I haven't made a wreath like this, and I enjoyed the process of it and creating something different for you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure you click on that bell and get notified when I release a new video. Make sure to join Wreath Creators and More, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and we will see you next time here on YouTube. Bye-bye.